What are some signs that you probably should leave your relationship? If you're constantly unhappy, and now we all go through phases in long term relationships where we're not quite happy. Maybe it gets boring, maybe it's draining, but if it's persistent and nothing you seem to do kind of shakes you out of it, that might be something to look into. Lack of respect, either way. Your partner should not be belittling you or putting you down or criticizing you on a constant basis, and you shouldn't be doing the same. If they completely disregard your boundaries all the time, this is a bad sign. Lack of trust. If you have to constantly keep things secret from your partner for whatever reason, there's no honesty, or your partner's doing the same to you, that's a problem. Especially if you or the other person is not taking any accountability for it. Next, you're incompatible on your goals or your overall values. This one's a little complicated. Like if one of you wants to have a kid and the other one is against having kids, period, there's not a ton you can do to compromise on that one. Now, sometimes people have different values and goals and they still fit together really well and they're able to coexist without any issues. That's okay. But if it's leading to a lot of conflict, then that's something worth looking into. Resentment. Usually it stems from unresolved conflicts or overall not feeling appreciated. It's important to try and avoid resentment building up, but sometimes once you get to that point, it can be really hard to change course and fix your relationship after all of that. And another bad sign is if you're trying to address the resentment and your partner just denies it or becomes very defensive, so you can't really work anything out. At that point, there's not a whole lot you can do from your side because you only can control yourself and not the other person. Next is toxic patterns. A lot of people are stuck together like glue with these ones. Maybe your entire relationship is filled with intense highs and lows. You guys argue and ignore each other for a few weeks and then you're really close, like that rebound piece of it. You're constantly doing that. Usually your relationship will never get better after that. And it might be a sign of codependency or an unhealthy level of reliance on each other. At that point, you both might have an issue or issues that you guys need to work out on your own. But usually, when I've seen this, it doesn't get any better. The people just keep repeating the same pattern over and over again. Next, you've lost your identity, but this doesn't have to be a breakup type of thing. It's natural for us to kind of lose ourselves in a relationship. I mean, you're coexisting with another person. Your habits and your overall way of doing things and thinking is going to change slightly depending on your partner. Now, if you're trying to be a little bit more independent, have some of your own hobbies, and grow yourself overall, and your partner is discouraging that, you've already had those conversations, that can be an issue down the road. That's when resentment starts growing. Finding a nice balance in your relationship where you guys can be individuals in addition to being a great team can be a hard balance to achieve, but it brings so much value into the relationship. Next, fear of being yourself. You shouldn't have to walk on eggshells to be around your partner, to be yourself. And now some people do have unhealthy addictions that they need to work on. And yeah, you might feel like you're walking on eggshells because you know your partner's going to get upset if you're relapsing or such. But for the most part, on normal everyday things, your partner should show, kindness and acceptance towards you, even if it's maybe not their cup of tea.